Even for just a second, didn't you feel liberated? Didn't you feel like you were something else? Like you could be more than just what they say you are?
That's great. I love that.
The point is that your instincts tell you to break protocol for a reason. This blind optimism that you have is why you make such bold and courageous choices.
There's a lot that happens within the Transformers world for Transformers One, even though it's not the very first animated Transformers film, but this prequel that takes place on Cybertron tells the story of Optimus Prime and Megatron's early years.
I can't believe we get to watch from the starting line, the best seats in the house. Why'd you bring jetpacks?
Ryan, look! Orion! I have sword hands!
I can see that.
I'm gonna cut these guys, watch!
Forced you to mine so that I could pay off the quintessons and live like a king?
You have not been saved. You've been living a lie. I saw the truth with my own eyes. Come. I will show you. That's awesome. There we go.
I love it.
Starring the voices of Bryan Tyree Henry, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, and others, today we're going to take you through these stars' work and share what it was like for them playing the voices for these characters.
Now, are you spies? Or just incompetent lackeys?
I want to help build a better world.
Like you said, we can be so much more.
Maybe it's just me, but he's different.
You're here, and you're not me! My friends, my Cybertronian family.
And later go into detail about the future of the franchise and what projects are already lined up.
Brian Pax was a lot of fun.
When you do that, we put it in because it just feels so natural.
Yeah, it's really
It works really well.
Yeah. What was great about Chris was he's got a pretty deep tenor, so it's not hard to imagine that, later on he's an older Optimus Prime. You can understand where it's coming from.
This world has secrets you can't even imagine.
But before we get into more of these moments, today's trivia question: since this isn't the first animated feature film featuring the Transformers characters, what year did the first animated Transformers film release? Leave your guesses in the comments down below and stick around till the end of the video to find out if your answer was correct.
The attitude, the strength, the self-belief, Scarlett was always our first choice.
Having an actress with the sort of acting chops and this, I think, iconic voice, it really could never have been anyone else.
You will explain everything that's happened using words that reflect me in a very positive light. Got it?
Yeah, okay, deal.
Throughout the challenges of creating these voices for these characters in a new way as they are younger, I'd say they chose the right actors for these roles.
Time to show them we are more than meets the eye.
That's great.
And last one?
Yeah.
The first time I met Josh Cooley, there was a great sense of trust I had within his vision. He had such passion and enthusiasm for the world, a huge amount of knowledge and understanding, and there was going to be epic visuals, and the animation was going to be fantastic.
As they explain why they chose who they chose, for example, Chris Hemsworth because his voice just seemed to fit a younger Optimus Prime, and Scarlett Johansson because of the power and simplicity in her voice.
Optimus comes from Chris Hemsworth.
First time giving a pep talk.
He is very funny. He riffed a lot of the kind of attitude and looseness of Orion Pax.
You said you were never going to mention that again.
The fun of a young Optimus is straight up Chris.
If you personally handed him the matrix of leadership that you found.
Okay, stop.
The cast continue to praise the creators and Josh Cooley, talking about how well he's done with the story and how he envisioned it, and how he directed the voice actors to the storyline.
You could tell that he was a real filmmaker.
Josh is obviously incredible with story, he's incredible with character, he's incredible with his actors, and he's great at getting the best out of people.
Josh had a great way of getting the best out of all of us, where he let us be artists, he let us be filmmakers and storytellers.
There was one session I remember with Bryan where he really needed to get dark, and it was an intense session.
Cooley is very much known for his work in Pixar and won an Academy Award for his part in Toy Story 4, and worked his way up the director's chair from story artist, and for this project he's done tremendously well with telling the cast the direction he's pictured.
It was amazing to watch because I didn't want to interrupt. I literally thought to myself, the best thing I could do is shut up right now and just let him go. And it was pretty amazing just to see him literally transform into Megatron, and hearing the turn in his voice happen was really impressive.
I'm done saving you.
I love that.
As I share my excitement for this film, I want to mention we are currently doing a giveaway. Share what you were most excited for with this project, and the best comment will win a $25 Fandango gift card where you can purchase a full movie with added bonus features. Comment down below and one winner will be chosen.
It's time to show him we are more than meets the eye.
That's great.
The last one?
Yeah.
Okay, listen, D16, I may be a little dusty, but Kuroda, that is too far.
That's great. Awesome.
So much childlike kind of enthusiasm for it, and he wants this to feel like we're out here playing with our toys and we're having a great time, but also is dialed into these characters and their journey and wanting to make sure it feels real and that it hits with the impact of something that's real drama.
One of the things that's always fascinated me about the animated world is how these people create a world like this from scratch. The animation is stunning and the metallic world feels alive and lived in.
The most important thing about the final confrontation is there is a sense of loss for both characters. So I think the action has a resonance that is more powerful because the tenor of it changes, and that also allows the action to change with it.
One of the animators on this project spoke about the process, saying animation was the ideal medium for this because the origin story is set on Cybertron, the Transformers' home planet. Fans have always wondered what did it look like in its full glory. Through animation, we are able to finally deliver that vision.
The light shafts and light beams, we do render some of those as part of the main render passes, but there's also a lot of those that we dress in our deep composites, which makes it very easy for us to kind of art direct, a specific beam into this position at the last minute to, enhance the read on a character or give a clearer silhouette.
The director, who's a superfan himself, had a clear idea of how to execute it and thinks the movie is truly a game changer.
We don't even have to win.
No, that's good because we wouldn't.
Motion capture is usually used towards the end of production, but we decided what would happen if we used it at the beginning, almost like using it like storyboards. So we would create really rough storyboards and then go onto the motion capture stage at ILM. It was great because I got to direct the movie almost like a play before we animated it.
Continuing with the animation aspect, the Icon 5000 race was one that was created specifically for this world, and it shows.
Josh wanted us to just brainstorm out obstacle design. So we did bridges, we made narrow corridors of buildings so you can feel that speed.
We added EMP cannons that are shooting at the racers. It was important that this race felt fast all the time, making sure that the pattern in the road had a repeatable look to it.
The idea that the tracks are automatically created as the race is happening was really a neat idea, and does fit into the world of transforming, so it makes sense.
Played with different road types, we played with different obstacles.
And then getting all these different ideas into the Avid, and then me and my team, we'd all work hard on trying to build it.
Once we got into sort of the animation and each of the characters transforming, it was just complex all over the place.
Before we sign off, we wanted to talk about the next projects that they have on the shelves.
And that way, the blocking became a lot more organic because you had like real people interacting with each other.
Great. Cut. It was a new way of thinking of motion capture as a previs / storyboard technique.
As of now, they have 3 projects that are untitled: a sequel to The Last Night, Angel Manuel Soto film, and a sequel for Rise of the Beasts.
Before we even build the world, we had to build the character lineup. So we started very early on with Josh talking about proportion, where they exaggerate the length of the legs and leave the torsos about the same size. And they have the feet just a little bit bigger and a bit wider. And it makes the characters feel like a big trapezoid where they have this like kind of sense of heroism to them.
The filmmaker expressed interest in further exploring the origins of the Transformers with hopes of including more details about the creator, Primus, in the future.
One of the big challenges was, what do these characters look like when they're vehicles and not on Earth? They can't turn into human trucks or human cars when humans don't even exist yet. So we looked at the original design that they would turn into and did a Cybertronian version of that. So it still has a feel of what you know and what you remember.
And as far as the answer to a trivia question, the year was 1986 when the very first animated Transformers feature premiered.
In fact, we did have a couple stunt guys perform the fight for us, choreograph a fight.
We did motion capture just to see if we could choreograph two actors fighting.
And we looked at it, and it felt like two dudes fighting, which is what it was. And so it was really helpful because it showed me like that's not what I want.
But we wanted to turn this around to you guys. What do you think about all these moments? Which one was your favorite, and what are your hopes for the future of this Transformers franchise?
He hasn't lost his voice yet, so we made him extremely talkative, and he never stops talking. And luckily I had worked with Keegan earlier on another film, and so talking to him about Bumblebee was easy. And he totally got it, and thankfully he said yeah. So, and Keegan can say any line of dialogue and it's funny.
Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on for more videos just like this. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.
So that's new.
I'm sorry, what is happening?
It just became kind of what feels right, what's going to be the best things to support our characters and support the story. And we ended up on this look that I'm thrilled with.
Here, all are truly Autobots. I am Optimus Prime.